Hey, greetings, it's Susie here, and we're going to talk a little bit about a lecture that I did yesterday. It was super fun, super groovy, a nice group of people that were there. It was so extraordinarily wonderful. And so sometimes I like to share some of the things that I've been doing because, maybe I'm not, putting it out there or anything, but lecturing has been a beautiful experience for me to share some of my material. I've got tons of written material from 2008. And somebody asked, well, when did you start doing that? And then this person said, well, how long was it? I was like 4 years old when I first started having some of these kind of different engagements with like dream state. But then we're going to go back into some of these other experiences. And so the very first hour of that lecture, it was Oneness Blessings and also called Deeksha. And so we had a nice group of people there. It was super fantastic. I was so excited. I was doing two different unity churches back in Houston, and I would go to either one of those, and I'm a Deeksha giver, right, or a oneness blessing person. And so that was really extraordinary. And I was asking of the people there in the crowd, it's like, what is it? What is Deeksha? Does anybody know what Deeksha is or what is oneness blessing? So at that point, I had to kind of explain what was going on with oneness or Deeksha, and everybody kind of wanted to come up and get a oneness blessing. And it was about an hour just doing, these different people coming in, getting the oneness blessings. So it's been my pleasure and joy to be doing the Deeksha and the oneness blessings. It's all extraordinarily amazing. I love it. I absolutely love that. And then we had a little bit of a conversation too yesterday. It was really kind of cool because the people were really receptive and they were really kind of listening and acknowledging what was going on. And then we had some questions and things like that. And sometimes people want to kind of put out some information that they know is right, And so sometimes you think, well, God, that doesn't seem like my stuff, but it could be somebody else's stuff. But whatever a person is really experiencing in with some of these energies and frequencies, because it was basically a very, very exponentially wonderful space in that experience. So I really loved just listening to any of the questions that the people they were bringing to me, or maybe they were talking about their stories. I love it, and there were a lot of people that were wanting to connect. And I think right now we're kind of like getting more connection with one another. For a while it was kind of like, oh God, I'm so tired, I can't do anything, But I think right now people are ready to look at things differently and to understand about what they really want to create or what they want to do or what they want to be. But that was a great experience yesterday. I really loved and adored it. And it was called the Arizona Enlightenment Center, and that's from Heather, and she is just a wonderful, Heather Clark, wonderful. She's got a wonderful experience with, working with all of these beautiful people that come in to hear a lecture, to hear something new or something different. But I really loved and embraced some of the questions. People were asking me questions about things, and some of them were great questions, or maybe they were challenging me, and I love that. I love to be challenged, and I want to know more about how people are creating their own senses of awareness. Sometimes you think, well, this is the right path that we're on, but everybody has a different path. Everybody has an extraordinary path. And the more that you can kind of look at these different paths, and you start noticing that we have a lot of commonality with each other. It's been really a great time yesterday. I was so excited, and I haven't been doing oneness blessings. I can't find anybody that wants to create it for me. But it's really nice when you can go in there and have some music and kind of a meditative space. But really, that first hour, it was really quiet because I was doing the Deeksha and Oneness Blessing, and it was really a fun and amazing place. I was so freaking happy to be offering the Deeksha. It's been my pleasure and joy to be doing this, and I just love connecting with people. I love to hear their stories. I love to, maybe they want some questions, and maybe I could give them some guidance, or maybe they can find their own guidance, Some people might want to kind of, like I said, challenge a little bit. But I love that too, because I'm always like that. I'm always challenging the perceptions or the frequencies or the energies. I'm always challenging things and finding better ways, to just keep on going, keep on going with whatever it is that you're working with. There were a lot of people here that are really smart, they're all into esoteric material or into the healing modalities or some of the shamanic pieces. All of that was there, and I just really love and embraced everybody that came in for that lecture. It was so fun yesterday. And sometimes people might kind of look and see, like, is this really real? Is this just something else? I had a gigantic binder there, and I could have done anything, but I have all this material that I could do for a bunch of seminars or workshops, so all of this has been super duper groovy. I feel good. I feel super good. I'm really happy for Heather that she kind of brought me in yesterday, and the people were just awesome. They were receptive. They were really in a great space, but it was really kind of tricky there, because usually you want to be chatty within that 2 hours, but that first hour was very quiet, and that's when people were in observance of a person sitting in a chair where I was doing the Deeksha and Oneness blessing. So all of this has been, God, just so juicy. I feel super juicy, right? Because it's like I haven't been doing this for a long time. And so I hopefully I'd like to do a little bit more of the Oneness blessings and Deeksha, and maybe I'll find some people that want to understand about what is Deeksha. What is it? What does it really mean? And for me, when I put my hands, a person sitting on the chair, and then I'll be standing over them, and I'll be kind of, working some energy over the crown of the head. And that's really all it is. It's like a minute. Sometimes we have people come in and they want to be there a little bit longer, but it's basically about a minute with the Oneness blessing. So it was so fun yesterday. It was nice seeing friends that I haven't seen in a while. And I just kind of, just am super happy, so all this information and all this stuff that I'm kind of creating, I'm basically a writer, and then I put out videos. I don't know if anybody's watching, but I've got a bunch of people that have been on my field. Yeah, I think I've got like 940 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I've also got about 670 videos on my channel as well. So if you ever want to come in there and take a look at it, you could subscribe or do a like or something, or just put a comment. All of that would be super duper fun. I'm really appreciative of everybody who has been kind of looking at some of my material. I'm basically, essence, a writer. And like I said, I go into a video, but I also do other types of work, which is quantum healing hypnosis technique. And I guess what? I have this great friend. Her name is Kay, and she's gifting me a lot of Dolores Cannon's books. And she's also given me a lot of other books that are very esoteric and extraordinarily, I can't even process some of it. It's so deep, But so I'm getting a lot of gifts from other people, and I'm just really appreciating everyone that has been in my orb, right? They're just kind of humming around, right? I also do what we call the Akashic records. So basically, I've been an Akashic person for a long time. Some of the people on the lecture yesterday were kind of like wondering, like, how does that work for you? But I always say, when people are challenging another person or taking a look at something different, I always just say, that's good. It's so good, right? A lot of people are already doing their own Akashic records. There's maybe pulling out some records, or maybe creating some new records, or modifying or doing an overlay over some Akashic records. That's some of the work that I do. And I also work with other people that, when I do an Akashic reading, and then we could go ahead and start kind of clearing some things, bringing some stuff in, or editing, or doing an overlay. It could be anything. So it was like pretty fantastic. I also do the work of the subconscious clearing, work also with the NDEs, the near-death experiencers, and also I'm really good with what we call the walk-ins. And that is a great energy to be integrated, to come into a better experience, and let the old stories go and just become a new you. And that's kind of what happened with me back in a number of years ago. It's been my pleasure and joy to share some of this material and to just let you know a little bit about me. But I'm basically, in essence, a writer, and the videos come through, and it's kind of silly, but I just love doing all of this work. It's been my pleasure and joy for a long, long time. So we'll see you soon, and namaste.